All right. So today I'm going to talk about why Path needs a rework and possible reposition as far as what his character is. Right now, we'll start off and I'm going to go through the Recon characters, talk about what they have, their abilities, their tacticals, and their passive. So, of course, we'll start off with Pathfinder. And for Pathfinder, his passive is it's called insider knowledge. He can scan beacons, and for every beacon he scans, or every time he scans a beacon, I believe it reduces his zipline cooldown time, which is his alt, and I think it reduces it by 10 seconds. His tactical is his grapple hook, which launches him forward wherever he wants to go. You have control when you're using your grapple hook, and it has a variable cooldown based off of how far you travel with it. And I think the max is like 28 seconds or 24 seconds. I'm not sure. The the alt for Pathfinder is his zipline gun. And his zipline gun just creates a zipline that his teammates can use, and you can go forward or back on the zipline. Now let's move to, our newest Recon character in Apex Legend, which is Valk. So Valk, she has her VTOL jets, which is her passive, and it's a jetpack that she can use for flight. It has a limited amount of fuel, and once you land, I think it's 5 seconds after landing when it'll start to replenish. Her tactical is her missile swarm, which is it shoots out mini rockets in like a spread in a specific area, and it does damage and it can disorient the enemy. The ultimate for Valk is her skyward dive, which her teammates pretty much she sits in the air. Her teammates can attach to her if they choose, and you redeploy into the sky. And another passive that's not necessarily listed on there, but anytime that you redeploy as Valk, whether it's from a jump balloon, her alt, or I think on World's Edge is like those geysers. You will scan people. Pretty much, it's like a crypto scan. It's not necessarily a crypto scan, but it's similar to it, and it'll show you where enemies are. Next on that list for recon characters is crypto, and the reason why I'm going through these characters is just to give a foundation to people who may be new to the game, or just to let people know or remind everyone what the current recon characters' abilities are, because I will be referring back to them later on in this video. So Crypto's passive is called Neuralink, and Crypto and his teammates see up to 30, can see what his drone sees for up to 30 meters. Is good for spotting potential enemies or whatever is nearby. So if Crypto puts his drone up and it sits there, if somebody walks by it, enemy walks by it, his teammates will see it. So his tactical is a surveillance drone, a camera that allows Crypto to gain information, and it can spot traps, it can spot enemies, and you can use it for his ultimate, which is the drone EMP. And the EMP does 50 shield damage, it slows players, and it destroys traps like I think caustic barrels and Watson pylon. The Loba's alt gets destroyed in it, and I'm not sure what other items get destroyed, but it's a list of things. The last recon character is Bloodhound, and his passive is called Tracker, which leaves clues for Bloodhound to use when he's looking for enemies or looking for information. Pretty much, if you're flesh, I think it leaves a blood trail. If you take a zip or you interacted with an object or you were in a specific area, it'll give Bloodhound information like, oh, this person was here 40 seconds ago or 20 seconds ago, whatever. His tactical is Eye of the Allfather, which reveals enemies, traps, and clues through all structures. And that's pretty much a scan. So he can scan through objects. It's forward, it's not omnidirectional. It's not all over him, but anything in front of him, when you press your tactical button, it will scan in front of you and pick up enemies, traps, etc. His alt is called Beast of the Hunt, where everything turns gray, and I believe the enemies are outlined in red. He gets a speed increase. Anytime Bloodhound knocks down an enemy, it extends the duration, and he sees cold tracks of enemies, so he can see people without necessarily see the tracks of them without necessarily needing them to be flesh or having to interact with something in their environment. And it allows you to just chase people down or hunt for kills. And while you're in your alt, your cooldown for Eye of the Allfather gets decreased, so you can scan multiple times within it. It increases it pretty much. So those are the characters. We have Bloodhound, Crypto, and Valk, and Pathfinder. So those are our Recon characters. And now we're going to tap into the comparison between them and Pathfinder.